what connections is all about. I mean, we're trying to make a heavenly connection. This is not the shiny-shoed preacher with the gleaming white teeth that's like, hey, come on over and you're going to hang out with the biggest and the best. I don't care about anything in this world. There's not the biggest and the best in this lifetime. The biggest and the best is after this lifetime, in eternity. It's like Helen in her sermon for Faith Work, she brought a long rope, right? And the end of the rope was painted red, about that much. And then she threw the rope out into the crowd and held on to the end. And she said, this red part is your life. The rest of the rope is eternity. And I was like, man, Helen, you get an A. I'm not sure what else you said in that sermon, but man, that part gave you an A. I'm just kidding, Helen. That's what it is. We're living for, our retirement. I mean, I want to make sure I'm taken care of for those last 10 or 15 or 20 years of my life. But what about eternity? What about eternity? Think of people like Watchman Nee, spent the last 20 years of his life in prison for all the things that he did in the first 20 or 30 years of his life. His reward, in so many ways, if you're just looking at it through the lens of humanity, would be, man, Mao Zedong, the communist, threw this guy in prison, man. Trumped up charges, false charges, made him seem like something he was not. Threw the guy in prison. Before he got out of prison, just a few weeks before, his wife fell off a stool changing a light bulb and died. He didn't even get to see her again. They actually let him out of prison, but before he could get to his house, he died. But I tell you what, man, when I get to heaven, I'll bet you any amount of money in this world, Watchman Nee is lacking for nothing. I want to be like Watchman Nee and thousands of other men and women of God who have gone before. I don't care about this life. I care about connecting with God. How about you? I care about the people of God being able to connect with other people of God. Yet because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her. And the Lord said, hear what the judge says. And here it is. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry to him day and night, though he bear long with them? Yes, he will. Verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, shall he find faith on the earth? It's that last phrase that really gets me. Even though this is true, even though what God taught us in his word is true, when Jesus comes back, will he find us believing what he taught us? In my book there in the back table, 365 ways to stay ready for Jesus' return. On page 6, you find a little outline of a Greek word that's in that last verse. And I found out that the Greek sentence structure there includes an interrogative particle. Now, I'm like Joey. I didn't really go to English class too many times, but I can read a good commentary. And the fact that interrogative particle is in that verse says this, that when Jesus comes back, he will not find much faith on the earth. So Jesus set us up ahead of time, all right? We're heading towards or speeding towards his second coming. Things around us may get really tough, but I'm telling you, get your eyes off the things around you. Keep the eyes on the things going on inside you. Make sure you're right with God. Make sure God's right with you. Make sure you're listening to him. You're looking for him. Your head is up, not down. You're looking for the redemption in your life that's drawing near. Amen? There's not going to be a lot of faith in the earth. It's going to be a very rare and precious commodity. It's going to be like the gold market and the silver market and precious jewels. It's going to go sky high. But for the people that own faith, you see, they're going to be able to do what other people cannot do. Because they've got the currency. This is the currency, guys. Don't get caught up in the world. Get caught up in Jesus. Amen? Get caught up in Jesus. Let your faith grow. The Bible said in one place, your faith grows exceedingly. I think it was Paul talking to one of the churches. Your faith is growing exceedingly. Faith can grow. It needs a starting point. But once you got a starting point and you said, Lord, I'm standing out here on the limb that seems like it's not connected. Lord, I want to grow in this faith.